Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Keep Six Org Instagram Live. I am your co-host, Rachel, and we have a very, very, very dope show for you all today. We have the one and only Miss Vicky Rowe that is going to be joining me today to talk about her latest Black History Month project that she just released on Wednesday. So we have a lot to look forward to. I'm just waiting on few more people to join, and then we will get started. Shout out, hi Natasha. Oh, we've got IJ on here. Rob, Vicky, I see you. Alright, so this is going to be a really animated discussion about anyone who's worked with Vicky. She's a creative from Toronto who is a pure vibe energy and really uses her gift to bring attention not only to what's going on, but also to celebrate her Blackness. So we've got a lot of individuals on here. Perfect. Amazing. Alrighty. So a little bio about Miss Vicki. So Vicky Rowe is a Mississauga-based poet and spoken word artist with a love for rhythm and wordplay. Although she penned or penciled her first poem at the tender age of 6, she stepped into the spoken word realm in 2008 while in her second year of university. She started sharing her thoughts, her L's, her lessons learned as a young Black woman on a journey to love and acceptance. She often creates from the standpoint of her previous, current, and aspiring self, sharing in the experiences of the multiple demographics she represents. After a long hiatus she dubbed her creative depression, Vicky Rowe returned to the stage in 2019, revived, renewed, and ready to share her journey to love and acceptance of self. More recently, she has tapped into content creating, pairing her love for music and visuals through a series she's started called Vicky's Lip Sync Sundays. Understanding that life is ever-changing, Vicky Rowe is allowing herself to grow and develop as an artist, an individual, desiring only to encourage and inspire all those willing to learn. So that is our special guest for today, and I'm just waiting to see. Oh, there we go. Send you the request now. We are going to be, hey, hello.
Oh,
How are you?
I am so well. How are you, Ray?
I am great. I'm blessed. I'm excited.
I'm so excited. A little nervous, but excited.
Oh, God, nervous is me. You got this.
I know, but everyone's watching us.
Everybody's watching this, and I've been taking in the look of those that have been tuned in thus far, and I'm telling you, we've got creatives, we've got a whole bunch of good vibes and good energy in right now. So nothing to worry about at all. But first off, thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing this space with me. This is something I've been wanting to do for some time, to really showcase the talent that we have in the city. But I'll let you introduce yourself to those who might be watching and who don't know who you are. Tell us a bit about yourself, who you are, what do you do, and go from there.
All right. Well, thank you for having me here in this space and allowing us to share space together. I'm so honored to be on the Keep Six Live. I be watching y'all, so being on the other end is different. My name is Vicky Rowe. I am a spoken word artist. I like to call myself an all-around creative because I'm dabbling in so many things. I write, I dance, I currently got into screenwriting. Rob is in here and he can attest to that. Content creating, recently a creative director, now that I'm starting to do my own projects. And I like to call myself a visualist. Visualists see images very vibrantly. And that's the beauty of my mind. I see imagery very vibrantly, and I like to pair that with music, with rhythm, which is what brings about my videos.
I think the term of visualist really captures who you are, because it encompasses so many different things, and you've spoken to that, like, be it a creative director, being a dancer, being a screenwriter. You're really dabbling and really getting involved in multiple various areas when it comes to your creative side.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get started? And I guess we'll start off with your most recent, or one of your most recent, I should say, which is screenwriting.
Okay.
How did you get started in the screenwriting role, or start to?
It was very, very random, actually, during this panorama that we're in right now. A good friend of mine, he is actually a novelist, and he has started to do his own screenwriting and creating short films. And he knows my ability to be colorful in my writing, and in real life. And so came to me to ask, would you like to help me with dialogue in one of his recent releases, which I'll get into that later. And I said, okay, I haven't done this officially before, but I'll try to ting. That's like my go-to thing. I try to ting with everything. So I did that with him, and it turned out really well. We found that we worked very well together. And so we started working on other projects, and we have future projects that are in the works at this point. And I really enjoy dialogue writing because I enjoy a good banter, good dialogue. I like to see that when I watch films or TV. I like to see good dialogue. I think that really makes the show or the movie. And when it's dry, it's like you're not enjoying it. So I want to make sure that if I'm going to be putting out content or assisting someone in putting out content, that it's something that's believable. It's something that people who are watching can relate to, especially being from Toronto. Our lingo is very different when you see it compared to American shows. I want to make sure that we're represented as well. So that was another thing that drew me into wanting to screenwrite, especially for a Canadian audience.
Representation.
It matters.
That's something that over the years, obviously me being one who's been blessed and honored to call you one of my sisters and someone from within my sister tribe. But representation, you've always been one to be vocal about representation.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because it matters. It matters to the little Black girl out there who is not seeing herself regularly. It matters to me because I was that little Black girl. I didn't always see myself on TV. I didn't always see myself in storybooks, even in toys. Let's be real. It was a really hot struggle for my mom to try and find me Black dolls. So I really think it's important that children, I mean, all of us, but especially young, that you see yourself. You always cheer when you see a Black character come on the screen in anybody's show, in anyone's movie. You get excited to see yourself. I feel like we should have that excitement all the time. It should be something that's regular. It's exciting for us because it's not regular for us. They're doing a lot better now, but I feel like we need to continue that. And again, like I was saying before, the Black Canadian experience is different. We are very different from Black Americans, as we are so many different mixtures. We have Black Caribbean Canadians. You have those who are from the continent. You have those who go back generations here in Canada. Like all our experiences are different. I feel like we need to start telling stories that represent the different Black experiences here. And like I said, it's not the same as America. So I feel like representation does matter. When you do see something that is you on the TV in a movie, you feel good. You feel good. You feel seen. I believe that feeling seen matters. So
Yeah, and you've done more than just speak to it, you put it into practice in terms of your representation for yourself, but also ensuring that other Black creatives, especially within Toronto, are also seen and observed, and their art is able to be for us to appreciate.
mm-hmm.
And that's going to delve into your project. So Vicky's Lip Sync Sundays. I remember when it started.
Yes.
Um,
Humble beginnings.
but for those who don't know how Vicky's Lip Sync Sundays started.
Okay, so Vicky's Lip Sync Sundays. As you know, I am a poet. Not all of my content is happy, and it's not exactly like my content reflects my experience, but does not reflect my personality, if that makes sense. Okay, so I found that I wanted to connect to my followers on a more, what's going on level, and show them a more quirky side of me. I'm extremely quirky. People probably don't believe it if you don't know me that well, but I'm extremely quirky. I'm fun. Once you get to know me, I just wanted my followers to get to know that side. I was like, what do I really enjoy doing? What do I want to take people on a journey on with me? I'm like, well, I have this fascination with lip syncing. I've been doing it for a while just to entertain like my family, my mom, my brothers, my aunts. They think it's hilarious. So I started saying I'm gonna do it on video. I'm gonna put this up there. I didn't know what I was getting into, to be honest, because the first one I did, I was extremely nervous. Like, am I really gonna record myself and post this for people to see? Like, they're gonna think something is wrong with me. Like, what is this? But it was actually really well received, and it was really just me putting up my camera and putting on the song and recording myself. I would lay over the track after to make it sound cleaner, but I wasn't doing anything. I was just being very theatrical. But as time went by, I started having a lot of fun with it. I do one recording, I do a test shot after, like, okay, I'm gonna do a safety shot. I'm like, ooh, I like images from both, but what if I put them together? And I started splicing my videos, and I started playing with angles, and I started playing with lighting. My brother got me this great bulb that changes color. I can like change the different colors, I can change the hues, I can bring it up warm, put it low. I started playing with those. And mind you, my entire first season, for those of you who watched the first season of Vicky's Lip Sync Sundays, I had no tripod. I did everything either holding my phone in my hand, propping my phone up on shoe boxes, on dressers, on windowsills, anything to get the shot I needed, really, and just started putting it together. And every single video was done, edited on my phone. And that shocked a lot of people. I would do it using Viva Video or InShot, and I created those videos. So yeah, it was definitely humble beginnings at first, and it was really just to entertain my followers and show them another side of me that wasn't the poet. And it kind of took on a life of its own. So here we are.
And it's evolved into a whole production.
A whole production. Like,
so,
and the thing is, I'm obsessed with music videos since I was a child. So I feel like that's where it kind of came from, low key, because I always wanted to be in one. So like, I'm gonna create my own. So here we are.
So it went from being videos that were just shot in your room, holding the camera, to videos that went to your living room.
Yeah.
With props.
with props and costume changes.
And costume changes to a video that was shot at, I believe it was a lake shore.
Yes, it was no, it wasn't Jack Darling, but it was one of those parks on Lakeshore, yes.
And now we have a production.
A whole production.
So tell me about this production. Actually, no, before we get there, what were some of the videos that you released thus far? Yeah, what did you release thus far, just to give the people a little bit of a taste of what you've done so far?
Okay. So my very first video, it was one of my favorite songs, which is I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. It was just a little snippet just to give people a taste of what I do. The following week I released I'm Every Woman. I believe that week was International Women's Week. So I released I'm Every Woman. And then I followed up with Nobody's Supposed to Be Here by Deborah Cox, which is one of my favorites to perform. I know pretty much every single riff and run in that song, so I can make myself do it as if I'm actually singing it. That was my first time also trying costumes. I tried to look as similar to the person who I'm portraying as possible. So for that song, you know, I threw on the straight wig. I tried to like wear a little floral flowy dress. She's wearing a skirt and a top, but I tried. I followed up with Aaliyah. We Need a Resolution. Wore the dark wig, had the hair over the eye, had the big baggy jacket on, and doing all the little movements. Because mind you, we're like this. Like, this is how I'm recording, so I don't really have a lot of space to do things. It's just standing up and I'm doing it. So I tried to make my videos better with a little bit of, like, you know, costume and makeup. After that, I did Let It Flow by Toni Braxton. She has short hair in that video. I didn't cut my hair as yet. I slicked my hair back and hid the ponytail, so it looked like I had a slick back, and made my lights blue, my room blue, because the video is blue like that. Did the whole head roll thing. Like, I started really getting into it. Sunshine Anderson. This was a really fun one. Sunshine Anderson, Heard It All Before. And she has this little like dialogue part in the beginning. And that was like probably one of my favorite things to do. Lots of attitude, had my hair tied up like I just went to the laundry mat. I'm like telling off my man. It was really fun. I really liked that one. And that's when I started. That was the first video I, at the end, experimented with splicing my footage. So that was really interesting. It was after that video. What came after that video? I can't remember the exact order at this point, but I know I did do Brandy.
Sitting up in my room.
Before Sitting Up in My Room, there was Have You Ever. That was the game changer, because that was definitely the game changer, because that's when I started actually mixing different videos. I did not different videos, I did different outfits, different scenes. So you know how she has like the suit in one scene? I went from like the suit scene with my hair braided up to like my hair just down and like a cut off t-shirt. And there's a scene in there where I take a pillow and I pull it from the side of the camera into the scene, but I do it in both shots. So I spliced it at the perfect moment where it looks like I'm going from one outfit to the other outfit. And that blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, look what I did. And it was just over from there, really. Like, I was like, I'll never just do a video straight again. Like, I'm going to be mixing my videos. And then I think Ashanti, Only You, was probably one of the most fun videos I did. That's when I started playing with angles. Quick angles. That was, you guys need to go watch that video. That's a really good video. Erykah Badu is a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I did the live version of Tyrone, so all her little talking, and I did the whole thing. So that's definitely a fan favorite. Had the hair wrap all the way up here. My brother, that was the first video that I didn't actually record myself. My brother did that one, and it really took a couple of takes because he was making me laugh so much. He couldn't believe how spot on I was getting, but it was a really good video, and it actually released. I didn't do it on purpose, but it was the Sunday after the Versus with Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, so a lot of people appreciated it coming out when it did, because we were just so high off of their good energy. If you guys watch that Versus, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like sitting up in my room, it's another great one. And then I created No One by Alicia Keys. There's a story behind that one. That was during the time where we were losing so many of us. George Floyd had happened, Ahmaud Arbery had happened, Breonna Taylor had happened, Regis had happened. And I was feeling really low. I was starting to skip Sundays because it was just becoming way too heavy. And as an artist, as a creative, it's hard. It's extremely hard, at least for me, to create during a time like that. And I remember like, what am I gonna do? Like, I need to close. I can't just close off this randomly. Like, I need to close it off. And I literally was just laying in my bed one night, and I was just so sad. And I just started humming No One to myself randomly. And it wasn't like the way the song was intended, which is like you're speaking to the one that you love. I was actually thinking about my people. Mm-hmm. I was like, I don't care what's happening out here. Like, I'm not gonna let any of these people, these disgusting, racist individuals, like, make me think any differently about myself, make me think any differently about my people as a collective. No one's gonna get in between us the way I love on them. Nothing's gonna get between us in that. And like, that's it. And I had that vision, and like, plot twist, I'm going to do this video. I'm gonna do this song. And I did it from that perspective. There's a scene in there where I turn into like a Black Panther of stories. I had like Afro puffs, all black, the leather, and I throw a fist up. Like, I started rethinking the way I did the videos. I started rethinking lyrics, meaning, and applying them just so. So that was a really big video for me. And I dedicated it to all our fallen soldiers, all the beautiful people that we lost through acts of violence and terrorism, because let's call it what it is, it's terrorism. I dedicated it to them, and I was like, I can't just end the season random. So I'm like, okay, I need something to just go out with a bang. I need to be uplifting. I need everyone to be happy, because we're not happy right now. And then I thought of Faluma. I'm sorry, you can't be upset and listen to soca. Soca's like the happiest music ever. So I thought about Faluma, and I actually went and researched the song, and I learned the lyrics. I knew it was not enough to just move my mouth and make it up. Like, I want to really honor the music and honor the song. So I actually took time and learned the lyrics that Alison Hinds was actually singing, so that when I'm moving my mouth, it's authentic, and I'm also honoring the song and the actual lyrics, because even though it's not in my language, it does mean something, and I'm not going to disrespect that. So I did that. I got my costume together. My friend, also your friend, good friend Kelly, insisted we go by the water. We gotta make this great. We gotta make this so close to the video, because in the video she's by the water, she's on the rocks. We went there and early Saturday morning, and we recorded regardless of who was watching, and that was the end of the season, but it was the beginning of something a lot bigger.
Yeah.
I realized.
Yeah. Watching you speak about it, you just radiate so much excitement and happiness. Because I remember when this started, and it was just something you were doing, pandemic, COVID, it was something to do. And to see you evolve over the last few months, and to see how much joy comes from you even just speaking about it and smiling ear to ear and thinking, like, even I know you going through it in your head and seeing how far you've come through the process. I have a question for you from Natasha. Where can we watch these videos?
Oh, so they're on my page. So if you go to This is Vicky Rowe, and you go to my IGTV, just scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll see where it starts. I think I put them all into a series. So I feel like if you watch one, it'll just take you through all of them. And you'll see the progression. Like, ask her. She'll tell you it's a real progression. You'll see it just gets better and better every week, which is really, that really makes me happy to actually be able to see visually how far I've come. It's far.
Come on. And you said something. You said Faluma was the ending, but the beginning of something different.
Yes.
And that leads us to this new video, this new production that you just dropped on Sunday.
Yes.
First off, what was the inspiration behind this project?
This project, wow. I was inspired because I was listening to the song, I believe. No, I was watching the video.
What's the song?
Ape Shit. Can I say shit? Ape Shit by the Carters. The Carters is Beyonce and Jay-Z. Okay, making sure people know. The funny thing is I would talk to people and they weren't as familiar with the song, funny enough. Or they know the song, but at the time when it was released, I guess they didn't really take it in that much, or watch the video that closely. But I don't know what happened. I was randomly watching it and I was like, this is very interesting. They filmed it in the Louvre in Paris, which is like one of the most world-renowned museums, holding several masterpieces that we know of. I thought that was really dope that like you have these two Black artists who have become probably two of the most influential artists in their respective lanes to ever do it, and they're in the Louvre. Who does that? How much money do you have to rent out the Louvre and actually film your whole music video in there? I was inspired by that, but I was looking at the art and I was like, wouldn't it be dope? Wouldn't it be amazing to actually flip this on its head completely and actually sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. I'm hearing noises outside my door. And actually use Black artists, Black art. I love Black art a lot. And I was like, it would just be so dope to do this, but with Black art. But how am I going to do this? We're in a pandemic. So I actually was just like, let me just ask a few people what they think about this idea. And I decided to actually start living with a family, hey? So, I'm sorry, I just got so distracted, so I just opened my door. I was like,
listen, those days when you see me lean to the side, it's probably because one of my brothers are coming up the stairs, so I get it.
It's just like, it's so loud outside my door. Totally ruined my train of thought. My apologies. Where was I? Okay. Yeah, so turning it on its head and using Black artists. But I was wondering, how am I going to do this? We're in a pandemic. Who's really going to be on board? But people were just so gracious. I ended up reaching out to a few of my friends who happen to be phenomenal artists, and a few of my friends who were just an amazing support system. And they're like, your vision is huge. There's a lot of moving pieces. This is not like anything I've ever seen you do for a lip sync Sunday ever, but it sounds so dope, you have to do it. And from there, I'm just like, well, it's settled. One of my friends said, I think you need to just write it all out. Write out the whole thing, your idea. And I sat there and I wrote out who's playing Beyonce. It's obviously me. Who I want to play Jay-Z, who I wanted to do the videography, what other things I needed. I'm like, okay, I want this to be captured. I'd love if someone can capture the behind the scenes, who I want to do that. I wrote out outfits for different scenes, the times of the day where I want to shoot those scenes to get the effect that I wanted. The outfits that would have to go with those scenes when I'd have to change. Like I had everything written out. I'm a very detail oriented person. And from there, I was just like, okay, what else are we going to do? How else are we going to involve Blackness in this? Because, I'm all for supporting all things Black. So I'm like, okay, I have artists. What else can I do? Oh, a friend of mine owns a streetwear brand. I'm going to ask him if he wants to get involved. Oh, a friend of mine makes jewelry. I'm going to ask her to get involved. And soon I had Black businesses as well as creatives involved in the project being represented. And then I realized that this is something bigger than me. This is not just about lip syncing anymore. This is a collaboration of business and innovation. And that made me very happy. I had no idea that this was what it was going to turn into, but I was happy that I was able to have some sort of platform, a way to amplify Black voices and Black innovation by way of my project. Like that's more than anything I could ever ask for.
Yeah, and you did that.
I did that.
And I can only imagine, like, and it's something that keeps coming to me as you're speaking in terms of the fears and the challenges and doing something that you've never done before, and planning everything out. But you were able to overcome those fears. You're able to overcome those barriers. And
I did the whole thing scared. Can I just say that right now? I did this entire experience scared. I was scared out of my mind. And it's because I was scared as I knew I was going in the right direction. Anything that scares you is meant to hone your skills. It's meant to build you up. It's meant to catapult you into the next phase of your life. And I knew that that's what it was going to do, and I was scared. And usually I would retreat, and that's why I wasn't progressing as fast as I wanted to. But I was like, no, this year has been a very wild year. I'm going to do everything scared. I'm going to do it. I'm able, let's go. And I just have to thank my team and my support systems for encouraging me through this entire process, because honestly, if I did not have them, I don't know if we'd be seeing this video right now. So
it's true. And that was one of the things too, because I know you ran into quite a few obstacles.
Woo, girl.
And I remember getting calls at 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
You're up.
I'm just saying.
She's like, that's besides the point.
But you overcame those obstacles. And I like that point in terms of, like, when you're doing something scared, that's when you're growing. That's when you're challenging yourself, right? And you've been able to release a production that has spoken to so many. There's been such positive feedback from it. You've been able to showcase so many Black artists. And where can everyone see that video specifically? Because I know it's not on your Instagram.
No. So after Faluma and how Faluma was doing on Instagram, I was like, wow, I want to shift over to YouTube, and start having a YouTube channel dedicated to this, and also other creative ideas I have, because there's more, trust me, I have more ideas coming that aren't Lip Sync Sunday, but will be visuals. So I want to start creating a YouTube channel for my visuals specifically. So it's actually on YouTube. The link is in my bio. So click that and go watch it there, please. That's like the biggest way to support. And just, yeah, leave a comment, subscribe. I never got to say that before. Subscribe, like, comment on your video.
What's the YouTube channel name?
The YouTube channel is, I'm pretty sure This is Vicky Rowe. I think everything is This is Vicky Rowe, to be honest. But if you just type in Vicky Rowe, I'll pop up. You'll see me like this. in the picture. And yeah, just subscribe. And it's the only video there right now, so you won't have trouble finding it. But yeah.
So this pandemic, you've grown.
A lot.
Provided you with opportunities. You got into
Absolutely.
screenwriting. You got into creative directing.
Mhm.
You got into editing.
Yes. So editing was that was a whole learning curve, but hey,
You
we
got in. You got into videography.
mm-hmm. Because I was shooting when you weren't shooting. By the way, do people know that? Okay, so I'm just gonna put her on blast. She doesn't like to be put on blast ever, but she could start blushing soon. So, the creative behind the lens of Ape Shit is actually Rachel. Funny story about how that came about. I'm just get comfortable because I want to tell my story. Okay. So originally, another amazing creative friend I have named Vera, who actually shot a video that was supposed to be released before Ape Shit, but it had to be pushed back for some other reasons. She had shot that video and was on board to shoot Ape Shit. However, some of the obstacles that came with Ape Shit was the time that I conceived the idea. I conceived the idea during, I think it was late September, early October. Um, I was also in the midst of still doing the previous project which is another collaboration, by the way, with some other individuals, including my co-star in Ape Shit. I had to put that on hold to start Ape Shit to make sure it got shot before it got too cold. We're heading into November. It's getting cold. There is a freak week of like very good weather. Not even a whole week, a few days. And, at this point, Rachel's on my team. She was actually assisting me in wardrobe. And we're like, we need to take advantage of this week that is warm because the outfits that you chose for this video, you're going to be very cold if we end up having to do this on any other day. Which I was already prepared to take the L and possibly get sick. I was taking a lot of ginger and lemon, a lot of garlic just to try and build my immune system for this because I knew it was cold. But we had really good weather. And the one day that everyone was available was the one day my videographer was not available. And I just did not know what to do because I'm like, well, this was her project to shoot. But she came to me herself and was like, so do you have a backup? And I said, no, I don't have a backup. She's like, you might want to find one. You want to ask this person. She started listing people in our group. I was like, I don't know. Let me ask. I feel like I'm giving a lot of people things to do already. I don't want to burden anyone. I came to Rachel. Actually, no, Rachel came to me because she's concerned. She's like, Vicky, do you have a backup? I said, no. She's like, don't you think you should get one? I said, you want to be my backup? She's like, I'm not a videographer. I'm like, neither is Vera. We're all trying a thing. And she's like, oh, is that what's happening? Well, I guess I can try a thing. And the rest was history. She took on that role so well, so professionally. Honestly, hats off to you, Rachel. You handled the whole thing amazing. She came up on that set with confidence and conviction. She got all the shots. I tried to prepare as best as possible. I made a whole shots list. Again, never been done for a Vicky Lip Sync Sunday. And we out there for, can I tell them the amount of hours? We were out there for 9.5 hours shooting on probably the warmest day in November. It's so hot in the morning. But we got all of our shots and we were exhausted by the end of the day, but we felt so good. We accomplished so much. She helped with all of my outfit changes. She put on my lashes. I can't really thank Rachel enough, but absolutely amazing behind the camera. Did a phenomenal job. So proud of you for that. And I'm just going to openly thank you here on this platform for your contribution to this project. So when you guys go watch that project, know that this is the young lady who was behind the camera whenever I'm in the scene. Outside of that, it was myself and Vera who shot the artists. But anything with Vicky in it was a Rachel shot. So that's a long answer to whatever question you asked me before.
Thank you. I was honored to be a part of that shoot, and we worked with so many great, dope artists. It was an amazing experience. Shout out to a lot of the others that were involved. Kofi, a lot of people on here I know Kofi. Kofi had some really amazing pieces on there. Percy, sorry, my phone keeps shooting in and out. Heroes of the World.
Yes, with Joseph Manzu and
we had some
Williams.
Amazing artists that were incorporated.
Tennille,
Clutch,
Killer Beats, Clutch Life 85, Aloha Blue. Amazing creatives involved, whether they were creating pieces or it was apparel or jewelry. Amazing creatives just being represented. We made sure to get shots where the brands and the apparel was evident, and we made sure to put them in the visual credits at the end so people knew that this name goes with this brand. So we really want to do the artists justice and the creatives justice and the businesses justice, and people knew who they were. And I've already had people asking about art that they want to purchase based off of the video that they've seen. So that made me so happy because that's exactly what I wanted this to do. It was to create a platform for the artists and to help them. I mean, some of them are already out there like that. I mean, we already know Kofi has a very huge following. He's doing amazingly well as a visual artist. But for me, I just, if I see art and I think it's beautiful, I don't really care what the following is. I feel like people need to see this. And people have so many different styles of art and people like different things. So I'm like, I'm just going to let people make the choice for themselves. Here are a bunch of amazing artists. Look at their work. If you're feeling somebody, contact them. Here is their information. Go for it. And it's already starting to happen. So I can't wait for it to get out there even more so that more people can see and appreciate this Black art because we make masterpieces too. That's what I want to show people. It's like, yes, Jay and Bay were surrounded by masterpieces by the world standards, right? And I'm not taking away from those masterpieces, they're amazing, but we create masterpieces too, and we create them right here locally. So I want people to be able to see that and know who they can go to if they want said masterpieces in their spaces. So.
And you gave us that platform. So for anyone that's watching and has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I know there's a few people on here who are very familiar with your work. And we've spoken about creative styles and having various creative styles. And you are most commonly known before the production and the Lipstick Sundays and all of that. You were known for your spoken word.
Yeah.
And first off, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you if you are down to give us a little taste of what Vicky's spoken word is like.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you a little taste as much as I can remember because I feel like I'm so out of practice because I've been doing so much of this other stuff lately. Get some water. But I will do, again, as much as I can remember. If I do blank out, guys, I do apologize from now. But I'm going to do this piece. It's Black History Month. I love this piece. It's called Masterpiece or I Am. You know, people call it I Am as well. It's dedicated to the Black woman. It's ode to the Black woman. So here we go. I am sunrise. I stretch my arms of colors across my children and embrace them with my rays. Love in several shades of warm yellows, fluorescent pinks, and vibrant oranges. I parade my majesty in the morning, held high and seen first. I am midnight. For I could switch my royal robes for that of smooth velvet, soft to the touch, but deep, deep like hidden treasure found at the bottom of the sea, deep like distance into space where I hold my constellations of offspring, breathing into every one the story that they are stars that shine bright as diamonds. I am gold, precious. And though malleable under stress, I remain most valuable, most sought after, most desired. And when put through fire, I come out ever brilliantly. Yes, things may change me, but they can never change my worth. It is irreversible, solid. I am earth, bringing forth life and the sustaining thereof. Roots find security in me. Their movement supports and stability in me. When they talk about from the ground up, yeah, they're talking about me. And though parts of me may seem barren, I can still birth flowers in the desert. I am fire. I ignite my own passions and fuel those who surround me, supporting and bringing warmth and light to my lost loves. My heat, though beautiful and beneficial, will burn if handled. Said my heat, though beautiful and beneficial, will burn if handled carelessly. Said my heat, though beautiful and beneficial, will burn if handled carelessly. And while others see destruction in me, the wise ones know I only wish to purify myself in the purest of fashions, rising from my own ashes. I am woman. I am the rib you can never live without, the backbone of the family. I am the mother of every nation, country, creed, and color. I wear every shade of your sister and brother on my face and carry every broken heart in my bosom, where I heal them with prayers uttered on lips guarded with truth on bruised knees of humility and service. God himself took his brush and dashed clean lines, rounded curves, and brazen hues across my canvas and pronounced them good. And we know that God's good is amazing, magnificent, amazing, magnificent, amazing, magnificent. It's life-giving, it's breathtaking, blessed and highly favored. See, I am a masterpiece. I am she. I am me. Woman, Black woman. And that's enough. And that's that piece.
So I'm seeing fires, I'm seeing hearts, I'm seeing all kinds of. I'm not going to say what's in my head because if I did, I'd be saying a whole bunch of stuff I'm not supposed to be saying on live. But you get the drift. Hockey. Yes. Yes.
Oh man, I haven't done that in a while. Okay.
Amazing.
I'm a spoken word artist too. Sometimes you gotta remind them what you can still do. I haven't done it in so long, but it's like, I swear to you, I'm still a poet. Like, I swear I'm still a spoken word artist. I'm not putting out anything. I'm busy being Beyonce, but I swear I still do it. So there you go.
You. Does anyone have anything to say? I'm speechless. And I've heard this poem so many times and I've seen you perform it so many times, but every time it still hits me. The you just speak to the divinity and the royalty and just the beauty in being a Black woman. Um, and it comes through in your word and in what you're doing. Kelly's asking, where do you find inspiration?
in living in in life, in my circles, in the powerful, beautiful, strong women that I know, that I'm blessed to know, that I was birthed from, my ancestors. Um, love. Love is inspiring. Love in its purest form. Love for what it actually really is. Um, I don't know how to explain that completely, but my soul knows knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Um, it's inspiring, and I'm not necessarily talking about romantic love. I mean that love, like being seen and accepted for exactly who you are. That's very inspiring to me, especially now. I feel like I create a lot now from a place of love, and that love is from being seen and accepted. And it's different when it comes from pure sources.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fake love out here.
Yeah.
And when you're at a place in your life where you can discern between the purity of it and, the facades, um, you naturally gravitate towards the pure. And that's where inspiration is found for me. It's just in that purity of people who love me, and that the purity of the love for myself that is growing every day.
Mm.
Loving yourself hits different at this age, I feel. When you've truly decided that this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to love myself, because you thought you did before, because you figure the thing that you do, oh, I love myself. Do you really? I could tell you I didn't start loving myself till recent. So, and it does hit very different, and you live differently, and you see differently, and you create differently when you do. So that would definitely be an inspiration for me.
Yeah. It's a different kind of energy.
It's an absolute different kind of energy. It's there's nothing quite like it. And after you've experienced it, you don't want anything less than that.
And you don't deserve anything less than that either. And those that you surround yourself with as well.
Yeah.
Feed,
Like I
not only feed into that energy, but feed from that energy too, right?
That's the importance, I think, for me. I was actually Natasha Hellwig. You get to follow her. She's an amazing um, life coach and facilitator. She had just posted not long ago, reciprocity is her love language. I feel like it's the same thing for me. Um, when there's no reciprocity, it's like you're not gonna find me there. I need things to be reciprocal and reciprocated. Therefore, I find that my tribe, um, my circles, my sistren, my regins, the man, and whoever I'm surrounded by, they're people who reciprocate love. They're people who reciprocate respect, and integrity. So I've really gotten the handle on controlling my circles, whether they meet or not. Everyone in my separate circles are full of love and integrity and intelligence and support, and they support you to be and show up as your full self. And I think that makes a huge difference in how you show up in the world, is who's around you and how they're showing up. It inspires you, and it's reciprocal. You're inspired by me, but I'm also inspired by you, Rick. You know what I'm saying? So, um, with that being said, it's just really important to know who's around you and what their purposes are, and allow them to just allow them to fulfill their purpose. We like to put labels on people and try and make them into something that they're not. Allow people to show up in your life the way they're supposed to show up, and respect that and honor that. And I think that's where you really have the most cherished relationships.
Respecting boundaries.
Listen, you already know me. I'm the boundary queen. Like, I am not for the disruption of boundaries for myself or for other people. I always tell everyone, like, have you asked them? Did you talk to them first? Even when it comes out to like simple things, like, and I mean, I say simple because it seems simple, but if I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna ask, hey, do you have space? I want to talk about this. Do you have space? And I know that that's something that we do.
And
Right, right.
I was just gonna say that because sometimes it's important. It is important to reach out, especially if you're coming to someone with something that may be more
Heavy.
heavy. Do you have space for this right now? And acknowledging and respecting if they don't have space for that right
Not taking it personal. That's another thing. And I had to learn that as well through the years, that you can't be taking everything personal. Like, if they don't have the time at the moment, that's okay.
Yep.
You're not always going to have the time either. And that's okay. It's okay to enforce your boundaries and stand by your boundaries. Find the people who are going to respect them. And trust me, your tribe will be so, it's so lit. I'm sorry. Like, I love my people. I love my tribe. I love my circles. They're so amazing. They're actually the greatest. They bring me so much joy.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
And that's where you create the best work from.
It's true. It is true. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for, one, coming on here and sharing the space with me. But two, also overcoming your fears, overcoming the barriers, working through the fears and the times when you were ready to give up and you weren't sure if you could do it and things weren't working the way you wanted it to work, and still working through it, putting in the hours, finding solutions for the obstacles that you were facing, because you've now gifted us with, one, we've been able to see the evolution of Vicky's Lip Sync Sundays, but also you as a creative, in dabbling into all of these various styles and being a visualist. But now you've also provided us with something as a tribute for Black History Month, a platform for so many Black artists, a story of Black love. Not to mention, you dropped it on Valentine's Day, which also is your birthday.
That too.
But you worked through so much to give us something that speaks to so many on so many different levels. And you've always been one that's a vibe and positive energy, and you radiate that. And I'm sure there's so many, I know your co-stars in here now, but there's so many that are who would speak to that. So thank you for sharing the space, sharing your creative side, sharing your vision with all of us. For those that are joining in, you can find Vicky on This is Vicky Rowe on Instagram, IGTV for all of the previous Lip Sync Sundays, and for the last one that just dropped on Sunday, which is Ape Shit, it is on YouTube.
It is featuring myself and my wonderful co-star Matthew Chapman as Jay-Z. I just had to shout him out because honestly, he had to put up with so much during this whole process, and he has been nothing short of amazing. And the performance, you guys will have to go see the performance. Stellar job. So shout out Matthew. I can't even see comments right now, but like, no, I love you. All right. Thank you, Ray, for having me on this platform. Thank you for allowing me to share my process, for the first time in public. I hope that it gave somebody out there a little bit of confidence or assurance that they can tackle things. They can do anything that they put their mind to. If your mind can conceive it, literally, my mind conceived this idea. You can surely make it come to fruition. Um, and this is the best birthday gift I gave to myself. Um, is seeing something that I literally just thought up. I remember when I thought it up, and when I pressed that, upload button, and then watched all the people come in at midnight and just started commenting, I was just like, it happened. We did it. We're here. So thank you, Ray. Thank you to my entire team. I'm not going to list everybody because I don't want to forget. I know we're short for time, but I just want to officially thank my entire team. You know exactly who you are. You know exactly what you did. I am so appreciative of you. I'm so full of gratitude for all of you. And we're going to do it again.
We'll do it again.
We're going to do it again. We'll be back. Give us a minute.
Well, thank you again. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. I will be posting everything in the when I post this particular IGTV, so you'll have the link to watch Vicky's latest production, Ape Shit. We will be back next week. Thank you.
Thank you.